Hello everybody, welcome to 5 rounds in 5. I'm going to try to give you kind of a play-by-play of like high Immortal player reviewing his own game. This is just unrated just because he's not ranked right now. And I'll kind of try to give you some insights into good plays, smart plays, etc. Help you learn the fundamentals of the game. So I think this is my first time on Ascent, so I think it's pretty rough to be honest, but we'll start there. And I think a lot of you guys will probably see mistakes you make, even though the same mistakes that you might make regularly or from time to time in my play here, especially since this is a new map. So this first round, I'm kind of trying to figure out what is the battle timing between this gate, this opening door, and this door. So we both are going to spawn here and here. Someone's probably there. And obviously, if we want to fight, we can fight for this corner here. So I'm trying to get a feel for how do I get control of this room to buy, basically to make it a little bit more harder for the attackers to gain map control. So I start with a molly, and then I push up with my pistol. So the molly works pretty well. Basically keeps them back, slows them down. And then I drop a smoke. And so now we basically have control of this area of the map. They have a nice play there. He pushes through with the Sova drone. That's a pretty strong strategy, using Sova's drone to push through a smoke or push in general, because two reasons, right? One, the Sova can just call where the player is that he sees, so you know exactly where they are. The Sova can hit the shot, the dart, which gives you vision of the player, so if they're behind a smoke, you can shoot through the smoke, no problem. And thirdly, the player is likely, the defender or whoever's being pushed by the drone is likely to shoot the drone, which moves. It's kind of the same. It moves their crosshair. If they have a rifle, it starts their spray, which the deeper you get into the spray, the worse it is. So there's a lot of strength to that. So I start shooting the Sova drone, and then the Reyna pushes. So we can watch that one more time. So I shoot the Reyna is pushed through the smoke with the Sova drone. Luckily, he's actually casting an ability here. This is probably a mistake. I'm not sure why she would cast like a flash while following the drone. So at any rate, I shoot the drone, realize there's a Reyna, swing. I kind of just shoot while running. I'm not really trying to fight that because I'm at a pretty big disadvantage. And I get a dink and just run away. So now I drop back into sight. I don't know exactly if this is an angle, so I kind of not sure exactly how to play the site yet. This is still my first time, so I rotate around. And now I have a 1v2 Reyna Sova versus me. So I assume they're going to go A. They know I'm the B player. I hear them planting. Now I'm rotating over to B. I'm trying to keep angles cleared, or at least my crosshair on the angle where I expect someone could peek me. And like I said, I'm still learning the angles, so my crosshair placement's pretty weak so far. I break the door, make them think I'm coming through. I think I double back. I see him? Must have seen him. Yeah, and I get two tapped. I don't know, this is one of those situations where I definitely miss, right? Like I peek, I overswing, overflick, miss my first shot because he's walking, miss my second shot due to an overflick, and then he two taps me. So can't do a lot about that. I mean, he had a great shot. My shots, I actually had the first two bullets. You know, you miss. So now we're on to the next round. So this is a hard eco, classic only. I'm probably not going to do much. I might get a little aggressive just to play with, kind of play with the timings. You don't really want to get aggressive here. I don't think this is a good play with a classic. Get out of there, which is fine. Definitely don't think re-peeking that was smart. Once the team that you're fighting kind of clears your corner or knows you were at that corner, they're gonna hold that corner pretty aggressively. They're gonna expect you to peek them, so you kind of need to play off that. There's kind of two ways to play it. One, you can kind of try to timing them, make them think you're not gonna re-peek by waiting long enough to convince them you aren't, or by just retreating. you want to try to a way to maximize your opportunities is to fight at as many different angles as possible. Take a couple shots. If you miss, fall back. That's a really strong strategy. I think not enough players do that in this game. Both in CS and this game actually. I think people don't really. People feel like they have to prove they can out aim the opponents. That's not really what this game is about. This game is about kind of maximizing your maximizing the percentage chance of winning duels. And the way you do that is by somehow stacking the deck in your favor. The best aimers in the world versus like a slightly worse aimer. I feel like the highest you could probably get is 70-30, maybe 80-20 if you're ridiculous, but at the end of the day, it's probably going to be closer to 60-40 and just straight aim duels if you're even marginally close. Obviously, you can get really high, but when you're playing at max, very high aim differences, you're probably smurfing or something. For the most part, people kind of all have the same aim. It's really about giving yourself some edge somehow where you have an advantage in the push or in the peak. So what I do here is I do an early smoke on the short to get control of the corner so they have to push through. I molly through the smoke so that if they push through the smoke, they don't know it's there. One, they don't know if they are pushing through the smoke, the molly's there. Two, they are there, they have to get out of the molly. So I swing on the molly. You see the Reyna's playing really fast and she gets caught out with a flashbang, so she gets taken out. The Brimstone hits a pretty great shot, honestly. He jumps, switches to a gun, and hits me with 4 bullets. If he misses one of those bullets, he dies to the molly or me. So he had a pretty good play there. That was a good fight overall by me, and that's what I'm talking about with stacking the fight in your favor. I gave them all these obstacles to deal with while also taking a gun duel, and that gives me a pretty big advantage. I'm not really trying to just out aim them. I'm saying, hey, get out of, you have to dodge this molly, you have to run through this smoke, etc., etc., and it gives them a disadvantage, which gives me an advantage. So even if my aim was worse than them, I might be able to win that fight. I mean, the Reyna, right, she gets caught out with an ability, so she has no chance. This is an eco. My Reyna just pushes. I should have been there with her. I didn't know she was going to do that. I don't think we talked about it. I smoke it. I think I walk through this. This is just kind of trying to abuse the fact they might not be here. One, because we got to pick. Two, because there's a smoke. If they were good, they'd be holding it. It's kind of a bad assumption.
You gotta be kidding me.
So they push through mid. They're on B now. Kind of wrapping my way back to B. I get tagged by a Sova drone. I don't want to peek with it, but I kind of tried to timing them, but once you're Sova drone, you really need to just stay tucked. Try not to get in a fight. You're at such a, it gets back to the point. You're at such a huge disadvantage with the Sova drone on you because the opponents know how you're going to peek. They know exactly where you are, and the aiming, the mental like exercise of aiming at that player is so much easier for them. They're just going to win those duels. That was round 4, last round. So again, I dropped the smoke short. Like I said, I'm trying to see if it's viable for this player to try to fight for this, and I just get wrecked. I kind of mistimed the smoke, right? I shouldn't peek with the smoke popping. I should wait till the smoke pops. My crosshair is definitely way too far off. I actually still almost hit him. He gets a really nice headshot on me, which this is aim punch if you don't know it. Whenever you get headshotted and don't die, your aim does this, which basically makes it impossible to fight. And he gets a second bullet on his screw. It's fine. So it was a good shot by him. I should have waited. I should have had different crosshair placement. A couple things wrong there, but anyways, I hope that was useful, and I'm gonna keep doing these videos. That was 5 minutes, 5 rounds. I think it was more than 5 minutes, but I'll try to work on the timing in the future. Thank you.